Hello.
Hey darling, how are you?
I'm okay. Took ages for that to connect to you. I'm so sorry.
That's alright.
I saw Merv come in and I was like wandering around the clinic like, who's this?
I called hours ago and
No, I know. There's a note here for me. I didn't read it. Which is a totally different part.
Yeah.
How are you going?
So we got to be in Melbourne like all day Friday, right?
Okay.
And we're moving tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't willing to leave our caravan for the length of time it takes to drive to you, have our appointments, and then drive back. I just said to Merv, I won't be able to handle it. The anxiety. I'll explain what's happening, alright?
Okay. Tell me all about it. I'm just going to close the blinds while you're there because this is annoying.
Go nuts. I'm eating my last 3 pieces of mandarin.
Oh, yeah. No, tell me. I can hear you. You'll
Well,
be able to see me. Okay.
I will start this off by saying it's starting to mess with my head in a way, right?
Yeah.
In the sense of like, I often view myself from the third person's point of view, like looking at me from not myself, yeah?
Yeah.
And especially given I film everything, so I'm sharing it with everyone.
Yeah.
The fact that we have to move, yeah, it's like, I said, this is how I sort of explained to Merv, right? I know for a fact I've done absolutely nothing fucking wrong. I know that. I cop to and admit when I'm fucked up. I'm that person. But I am the common denominator when shit goes wrong. So it's difficult in that sense, yeah? Oh, why are you doing that to me now? I was just listening to our last therapy session talking about these two. And I said to Merv, take them in the car when you go to the supermarket so they've got their car ride. Buy bones from the butcher, which is probably what she wants now. And like they've been sitting in here quite calm right until I start talking to you. Happy? Stop it. Anyway, so people tell me their life story, right? I'm basically you without the qualification and the pay, all right?
I mean,
Okay, that probably came out wrong because I know that you're like super duper qualified and all these wonderful things.
I would be very supportive of you doing those things, actually.
Well, it's funny you say that because I have spent days looking into postgraduate degrees of counseling and psychotherapy.
Ooh.
Psychotherapy particularly is what I want to do, and I've spoken to numerous universities about it. Alright, she ain't gonna shut up, alright? So
Psychotherapy, like in a psychodynamic perspective?
just all talk therapy.
Oh.
So like trauma based and deep seated and hold on, I've got to put Mum on a bloody chain because I think she wants a stupid bow.
I fully support it and
I'm eligible for all of the ones I've already spoken to them about. Obviously, like when it comes to like, so you know that I originally wanted to go down the psychology route, but I don't have the grades to do honours, and I have zero interest in diagnosing people. So it wouldn't really make any sense.
It's not just about diagnosis. It's about,
I would love to have your job, darling. I would. But the simple matter is,
there's a process to get there.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I haven't looked at any other universities besides Deakin. But yeah, my point is, I have a goal. And my goal is to become a therapist in some regard. But whatever regard it is, I want to be registered, yeah? Anyway, so, this woman here. Now, I've told you about where we're at, you know, it's a young couple with a 6-year-old daughter. And they've bought this 96-acre property, and they've got 3 cabins that they've bought that they've been telling us since before we even moved in. God, dog. That are meant to be rented out, right? And they haven't laid a hands on them since we've been here. And today being the 1st of July, that makes it 2 months exactly, right?
Yes.
They also have a cottage, like I think I've told you. It's like apparently a heritage cottage. Of course she wants to go out in the bloody rain. It's just started raining. Anyway, so the cottage looks like an absolute run-down shack that the wind could almost knock the fuck over, right? Now, they've started doing work on the inside. But when I say started, the only work they've actually done is the easy stuff, like put on an undercoat of paint, yeah? So, if you imagine the windows behind you right now, yeah? Having gaps, right? Like this. All the way around. So, inside of the cottage, there are holes through the walls. You can see straight outside, right?
Yeah.
So, 100% not, like, it's not legal, but not only is it not legal to requirements, it's actually dangerous to the level of how this place is, right? The reason I tell you this is because she had someone in there. And she'd explain. Now, I know all of this. This all ties together, as always, because she's told me so much. So she originally told me the first guy that she had in there. And when I say the first guy, it was the first guy since we've been here. She's told me about so many people living in there that I was highly confused to begin with. But given what's happening, everything makes more sense now. And the guy beforehand, she had said, right, she wants $300 for this cottage, yeah? So it's basically one room that has a bed, living, kitchen. It's like a studio, but a lot tinier in a cottage kind of looking way, yeah? It would be amazing, Nicole, if it was the way it needed to be, right? So when we moved in, the person staying in there, he was desperate for a place to live. Are you still there? Hello? God, please be there. Are you still there? Okay, you're still there. Okay, and she told me that she wanted $300 a week, but she knew she couldn't charge it at $300 a week because of the state that it's in. So she was charging him at $100, right?
Yeah, and he was doing the works, right?
Well, that was how it was meant to be. So he moved out. Now the guy that's in there, who we've gotten to know, like I didn't meet this last guy. I don't even know what he looked like, right? But this current guy, he's been really nice, yeah? And I've explained to you the cottage has an outhouse that's separate with the shower and the washing machine. I remember we must have talked about it because you told me about the length
We
of...
were using his shower / washing machine.
Yeah, and he was happy because he offered it, right?
Right.
Right, so it must have been only a couple of days after I seen you then, because the last time I spoke to you about this property, I was really happy, if I recall correctly. Yeah?
Very happy.
Very happy, right? So the water stops, right? And the man's at work, and we had no access to water for an entire day. And so the woman is like, if you need water, if we need water, obviously we need water. It went out to both of us, come up to the house, yeah, and fill up jugs and buckets and whatever. So I put it off for as long as I could. She was already starting to act. Okay, I think I've got my timeline wrong. So she has told, this is what the get-go is, right? This woman has told me everything. And I'm talking everything to a degree of like how financially stressed out and anxious she is. How she doesn't know exactly how they're going to...
Respectfully is, I mean, she can tell you whatever she wants, but...
Do you imagine how it made
like,
me...
What's the reason for telling you? Is it venting or is it...
It was venting, but she didn't seem to understand that if she's telling me she doesn't know if she can pay her mortgage, that means I don't know if I have a home, right?
Yeah.
So this is what started, yeah?
Yeah.
I get a text message and she says, I'm having a garage sale. I've got all of these clothes that I've gone through, right? Now, I don't know about you, but me and my girlfriends have always done that. You clean out your wardrobe, all the stuff you're going to donate, you give it to your friends, you let them go through it, and then the rest of it goes to the op shop. That's how we've always done it, yeah?
Yeah.
So she sends me a message saying, I'm having a garage sale, everything under $5 for clothes, come up. And I said to Merv, I have a giant bag full of clothes that I can't fit anywhere, right? So I definitely do not need clothes. I don't even want clothes. I hate fucking shopping. Everyone that knows me knows that, right? So Merv's like, just go up. Just be social. Just, you know, she's evidently alone. Like, the kids at school, the partner works these random hours when he can get them. And I, honest to God, believe with every inch of me, Nicole, that she and I were becoming friends. Yeah? And at this point, I thought we were good, yeah? So I went up. She pulls out this giant bag of fucking clothes. She's like shimmering it. Exactly like you would see if your girlfriend's given you a bag to go through before op shop, yeah? So she pulls it out and she goes, everything $1 or $2, all right? And I was like, oh yeah, okay. I said, you know, this is usually my favorite way to shop. I said, because my girlfriends and I, you know, this is what we do before we go dump them at the op shop. She says to me, oh yes, I would normally do that too, but I can't afford it at the moment. So everything $1 or $2, right? So I'm waiting for her at this point, because she told me she's having a garage sale, yeah? And this is a giant bag full of just a mess, right? So I'm waiting for her to sit down with me so that we could go through it and fold everything nicely and have them in sort of, you know, t-shirts and shorts and some kind of fucking order for when people come out to have a look. And she's just doing stuff and I'm lost. Like, I'm so, like, I don't know what I'm meant to be doing at this moment, right? And so she's like, there you go, have at it. And I was like, okay, so much for it being social. So I sit down and I start going through stuff, and so they're all sleeping in the living room at the moment, right? So I had folded all the clothes, cleared it off the table, started folding the clothes I was working my way through and putting them on the table. And she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, you told me you were having a garage sale, so I'm folding the clothes. Yeah, that to me is what I would expect at a garage sale, right? She goes, oh no. She goes, don't do that. She goes, I'm going to put a piece of tarp on the ground and dump them in there. It'll be a free-for-all, rummage through it. And then she's like, oh, people probably get 20 cents, 50 cents, $1, whatever. And I'm just going, okay. So anyway, keeping in mind, I've now told her about 6 or 7 times since being in the house, I don't want nor need clothes. I'm doing this solely at this point, I don't say this part out loud, because of how badly anxious her money problems are coming across, yeah? So I'm literally looking through these clothes to try to help her, right?
Yeah.
I find something, Nicole. The first thing that I pull out, I said, oh yeah, this is nice. The instant thing that comes out of this woman's mouth, oh, I've accidentally put some vintage clothes in there. My mistake. I didn't mean for that to happen. It is definitely worth a lot more than what I've said. And I was like, that's fine. I won't take it. You know what I mean? Every time I pulled something out that I liked, it was instant. Oh, I've accidentally put that in there. Oh, and then she starts giving me prices. And I'm just like, I don't understand what's happening, right? And so I leave, right? The following day, it's like Groundhog's Day. She wants me to go up and go through the rest of it, right? And again, this is fucked. And I'm up there, and she's changing, yeah, and not a good way. And at this point, I look at her and I say, everything you are doing and saying is coming across like you are literally out to just make money off me. She looks at me and she says, because I am. She said, the only reason you have a home is because I'm a businesswoman who wants to make money. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, what? Yeah? Because up until this point, we think she's answered our ad because of the goodness of her heart, right? It is becoming immediately clear she's not answered our ad out of the goodness of her heart. She is searching for desperate people, right? So I'm about to have a panic attack because she is now at me, right? And I'm just like, I need to leave, yeah? So she throws at me, oh, I don't know what your fucking problem is. Is this what you're always like? No wonder you have nowhere to be. And I'm just going, excuse me? I'm like, I'm here looking at clothes that I've told you over a dozen times at this point that I don't want or need because of how evidently your money issues are. I said, all you've done is tell me about them, right? Now, we all know that I'm not opposed to weed. I did quit for nearly 2 weeks and then fucking everything went crazy and I was like, I'm having some, but that's okay. When I say I'm quitting weed, it's never going to be like the same thing as quitting OS, for example. It's different, yeah? Anyway, so I managed to calm myself down and sit down, right? And I think, and then she starts, so one of the things that I guess started this for her was I had said, I don't want to take one of the cabins, yeah? We don't want to buy a shipping container and put it on your property and have all of our stuff in it because what happens if we have to leave? And she's like, well, that's easy answer. You just get someone to pick it up and put it somewhere else. And I'm like, put it where? Yeah? And so she's just saying all of this stuff, right? And that's when I sort of register. She can't remember everything she's told me, whereas I can definitely remember. So at this point, I relay every single thing she's told me since I met her up until that moment, right? And it was apparent on every level that she had no fucking idea that she'd told me everything she had, right? Now, the reason I mention the weed is, okay, they are non-stop the moment they wake up, roll out of bed, smoke bongs until all the way through until sleeping, right? They do it right next to their 6-year-old child. She's pregnant, right, and doing it. And she's told me all this info and not remembered. So in that sense, at one point she literally said, you have no right to take my money, anxieties on, as your own. And I said to her, you don't get to tell me how my anxieties work. You've told me non-stop since I moved in here that you don't know if you're always even going to be able to pay the mortgage. I said, that is a very real anxiety for me, because if you stop paying your mortgage and you have to leave, obviously we do too, right? It just became awkward, right? So then the day the water disappears and we had to go up, right? He'd gone into the kitchen, right? And she'd been real clear. You were not allowed in the house. You were not allowed to do this. You were only allowed to do that. Like, everything was changing, right? And I heard them. I didn't hear what they were saying, but I could hear them talking. And he walks past the veranda. I'm in the laundry just filling up jugs of water. She comes in and attacks me, right? Just full on loses it at me, saying, you have overstepped your boundaries. You have made him uncomfortable. You are not allowed to do this. You are not allowed to use that bathroom. And I'm saying to her, keeping in mind, I'm about to have a full-blown panic attack at this point. It was so bad. I'm saying to her, I don't understand what is happening, because everything's included. Like, he's fine. We've talked to him. She flipped it and was like, he's not fine. He is not fine at all. I managed to get out of there, get to Merv, and I broke. I just broke down. Once I composed myself, we were like, fuck it, let's go over and apologize for apparently making him so uncomfortable. So we relayed what I just had said to me, right? And he goes, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, I didn't say any of that, yeah? I'm guessing you can hear me, right? Can you say something to make sure I can hear you?
Yeah.
Okay. You're out there. It's very quiet. It's pouring with rain.
Very quiet.
Yeah, no, that's cool. It's just because of where we're at. Like, I have access to the Wi-Fi, but it's dropping in and out so much. I've got you connected to my phone, so I was just checking. So I'm just like, oh, this is crazy, right?
But, so what is the purpose of him then denying that?
He didn't do it, that's why. She did it to cause a rift, okay? So I then got a text message that night, right? An essay, yeah? Telling me that I was rude, overstepped boundaries, made other people uncomfortable, had no right, and is not allowed anywhere near the cottage, the bath, the outhouse. But then, wait for it, we are not allowed to socialise. As in, we are not allowed to speak to him, right? And well, we didn't know what the fuck was going on. It was so weird, yeah? And so she's like, at a caravan park, these are the rules, and it was like she just flipped.
That is not the rules.
I know, right? And I was just like, oh my God, I became so fucking uncomfortable. I was like, this is a nightmare, yeah? Obviously, I don't want this to be like this, yeah? And so I'm out there walking happy, and I'm waving, like, she looked right at me. She was in the chook pen at the front, where the front of the property is. We caught each other's eyes, for example, and she just ignored me. I literally called out and said, hi, 3 times, yeah? Pitch fucking silent in the country. She definitely heard me and saw me every time she ignored me. And I'm just saying to Merv, this has become so uncomfortable. Like, I've not done anything wrong. All I wanted to do was talk to the man in the cottage, but because of the way she'd done it, at this point, there was a very real, like, what do we do because she's spying at this point if we go to talk to him, right? Anyway, thankfully, what happened was that was the catalyst. You'd think I'd remember.
The catalyst yet?
I don't know. We were still like, we can deal with her at this point, right? Then they buy themselves a fucking old caravan, yeah? And it's out there and they're working on it. And I say to Merv, I can't live like this any longer. I have to go over and speak to them just to see how they react, you know? And she spoke to me, but it was very like, because I'd gone over, like it was different, yeah? Anyway, in the end, what was it that did it? It's ironic that I can't actually think of it yet. But whatever happened, I went, fuck her, fuck all of them. I'm putting a new ad up on Facebook, right? Seeking emergency accommodation immediately, right? Within an hour, our prayers were answered by the most incredible 85-year-old woman you'll ever meet, right?
I have kind of heard that we have had the amazing, lucky moment has happened a few times, and so far it hasn't always been positive.
Yeah, no, but she's psycho. There's a difference, alright? She doesn't work. She's it's got to be paranoia, right? A lot of it. And yeah, so we put out an ad. We were like, we need something, right? Now, we've met someone through the laundromat whose landlord actually has a 2-bedroom brick house about 5 minutes from where we are, right? And we've spoken to him several times, and it's looking pretty good for us to be able to rent the actual house out directly once his dad moves out after winter, so in October. So we're meeting him on the weekend. In the meantime, however, this woman answers my ad, and we send through the phone number, and she calls, and she describes herself the way I would describe myself. Bit crazy. She goes, I got 3 dogs. She breeds these incredibly expensive, couldn't tell you the name of them, goats that get shipped over the fucking world. Yeah. These fancy ass goats are bred and they're shipped off over in planes. It's crazy. She has an amazing farm, like an actual structured farm, right? That's used and worked upon. She evidently owns her home outright. Her and her late husband built it. She has a bath that is the biggest bath I've ever had a bath in my life. And she let me have a bath. I finally had a bath for the first time since October. It's incredible, right?
Yay.
Not only that, she has these like fancy controls that I've never seen in my life. Didn't even know they were a thing that existed. It's permanently always flowing hot water. It never runs out, and you can adjust the temperature just by pushing buttons. It's right smack on the wall in the bathroom. It's incredible, yeah? Huh?
I have one here.
Yeah?
You like change the temperature like just by...
Yes. That's what she has. It's amazing, right?
It is actually pretty great.
Oh my god. So good, because I was filling up the bathtub and I was like, it's not overly warm. And I said to Merv, do you think it would be rude if we went and asked her how to like turn the temperature up? And then I look at the wall and I was like, that says hot water. That's got 1 degrees. Maybe I'll push some buttons and see what happens. So I went from 40 to 50 and it worked, and I was like, this is awesome. And when I talked to her about it, she goes, yeah, 40's the highest you can have for a shower or you'll burn yourself. But
Oh, is it? Ours is 42.
yeah, I guess it's just preference. But anyway, I hear what you're saying about meeting people. True.
Yeah.
But this woman is like a actual businesswoman. She's 85 years old. Her house is being left to charity, right?
Aww.
Yeah. Her house is actually being left to charity for like numerous people. Oh, the way she explains it is beautiful. So anyway, we spoke to her, we went out and saw the property, fell in love. She was like, you can come immediately. I had just paid that because with this bitch, I'd been paying a fortnight ahead and I was already a week ahead, putting us 3 weeks ahead. When all the bullshit happened, I said to Merv, my gut instinct says cancel all payments, get up to the date we're already up to and pay like that. I said, because we both know there is no way she's going to give us our money back, yeah? And she tries texting me, telling me I'm late on rent. I said, I've never been late on rent in my life, thank you very much. I said, I will show you exactly how it's worked out, right? Fucking tell me I'm late on rent. I was not, yeah? Anyway, this is where it gets the most interesting. Because we're not even there yet, alright? He comes out. Because we've been moving our stuff to this woman's house every single day, right? If it wasn't for the fact that we had therapy today and Merv had to see Sarah in person, we would have moved today, right? So we're moving tomorrow, yeah? We run into him, the guy in the cottage, outside yesterday, right? Because this whole time I've wanted to talk to him directly, but have literally been given these rules of you must stay in your own area and you are not allowed to socialize. It literally says this. It's fucked up, right? And up until then, I hadn't had somewhere to go, yeah? So we run into him, we're talking, and he thinks that we're mad at him. He goes, I thought you guys must have been pissed off. You know, I haven't seen you. And I was like, so you didn't get the message we did about not being allowed to socialize? And he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but the woman is insane. Now, this whole time, I thought they were good, right? They are not good. So you know how I said the cottage is in dire need of work? So there are electrical cables, for example, that are loose, yeah? And he was showing them, and they, when he moved in, the guy who owns it, yeah, literally showed him a bunch of these fucking cables saying, I actually don't know if these are live or not, so just be careful. Tell me that's not out of your world dangerous.
That's no.
Yeah? Shake your head, what the fuck kind of shit, yeah? He has...
Yeah, not good.
The holes in that house are big enough to look through. There's a dead rat under the kitchen sink that he can't get to. All the wood in the cottage is wet and turning into mold, right? He had to get this piece of board about yay big, right, to put on one of the walls because it was a huge hole, yeah? And he only had cardboard. It's pouring with rain and it has been for a week, yeah? He said that he has messaged to get this board put up for over 2.5 weeks. Now, he's been here 6 weeks. And then he tells us, the kicker, I couldn't fucking believe it. I couldn't believe it. He is paying $300 a week for this cottage. I said to him, oh my fucking God. That's exactly what I said, right? I said, take every single photo you can. I said, and take her to Vic Road, yeah? Take her to Beckett, sorry. Me, so we're outside having a talk and he's explaining all of this. And I was like, I'd like to see. Because I had seen the cottage before anyone was in there, right? So I wanted to see the difference, yeah? And he's like, yeah, sure, come over. So the three of us walk into the cottage, right? And he is showing us absolutely everything. And nothing is done. Like, absolutely nothing's done. Keeping in mind, he's paying them $300 a week. He's been here for 6 weeks. He's paying 2 weekly in advance. And they spent $1,800 on a fucking caravan when they need to be working on this, yeah? I said to him, I feel terrible. I said, because I truly believe that you were paying $100 because she had told me that the last guy was paying 100 and that she could not charge 300 given the state that it's in. So the three of us are having a conversation, right? We are having a private conversation in the cottage. The next thing that happens, Nicole, is like out of a movie. And the only thing I cannot believe is that I didn't actually think in the moment to pull out my phone and film it. The next thing we know, she is screaming at us through the door. Literally. And I'm just like, have you literally been standing outside and eavesdropping to our conversation, right? And she's like, I've heard the whole thing. And she's hurling it like she's demented by this point, Nicole. Me, she's pointing at me like this, yeah? I reckon she must have been like this far. She is pointing at me in such a way. Oh, and of course, I have been blamed for everything. She literally said, Merv's good, the dogs are good, you are not good. You are up the problem. Oh, wait a minute. And before all of this...
You know that from, like, that's probably a little bit of truth to that. Like, you know that from recent history.
Oh, because I won't fucking...
Merv used to passively accept it.
Most people are. There was no, like I said to Merv, yeah, and I think I've said it to my camera, I do not accept these stupid bullshit social norms. Just because it's always been done doesn't make it right, alright? But get this, before she started losing it at us completely, the first words that come out of her mouth, this is what makes it idiotic. First words out of her mouth is, what the fuck are you doing in here? You know you're not allowed to talk to him. Right? You know you're not allowed to talk to him. You shouldn't be anywhere near him. You are not allowed in here. And he's looking at her going,
what the hell?
She could talk to me. I could talk to whoever the fuck I want. And we're just going, you're insane. You are actually insane. And she just keeps going. And the abuse is just like out of her mouth. And she's like, oh, and she took great pleasure in telling us that we would be homeless because we have to leave. And Merv's like, yeah, we'll be gone by the end of the week because we've already got somewhere to go, you know. And to his issues with the cottage, she goes, we've told you when he'll be able to do it, and yet the guy hasn't been at work for a week, right, at all.
Yeah, yes. I mean, you can't make them do it on your timeline. But
yeah, but he's paying $300 a week.
He needs to collect evidence, and he needs to...
Oh, he's out, obviously.
The landlords are responsible for all that, but he should go...
The landlord has absolutely no right in eavesdropping. And the attack was so bad, it was enough to the point where I literally pulled out my phone and I said, if you don't back off, I will call the police on you at this rate. Like, it was becoming dangerous, and I was becoming more and more angry because I don't fucking deserve this. Nobody deserves this. She had literally said, you get out. You're going to be homeless. Merv, I had to leave. I had to walk away, right? She's screaming at Merv and the other guy still. Merv tells me after the fact that she apparently said something like, you'll have to go down and live with the junkies and this, you're homeless. It's all, you know, fully blaming me and taking great pleasure in the fact that she thinks that we're going to be homeless, right? So I said to the dude in the cottage, I was like, what are you going to do? Because she tried to throw him out too, right? He said to her while we were standing there, right, I'm not paying you one more cent, yeah? He goes, you've been charging me $300 and you haven't done a thing, right? And the reason, obviously, she's keeping us separate is because she knew that as soon as we talk, this, you know, And she's hurling abuse at him, saying, you absolutely will be paying me rent. And he's like, I am staying exactly where I am until my rent is paid up to, which is payday, and then I'll be leaving, right? So we'd been packing Merv's car throughout the day before this all happened. We finished packing it, went to drop it off, and Merv had already said to him, once we're back, come for a coffee, yeah? We told the woman at the new property everything that had just happened, right? She couldn't fucking believe it. And we said to her, he's going to be homeless again, right? He hasn't a clue what he's going to do. And that's how she's, you know, this bitch has been able to take so much advantage of him because she knew she could charge whatever she wanted because he would be living in his car otherwise, yeah? And so this new lady has said, tell him to look for a cheap caravan and he can come and be here too, right? In the meantime, I had said to her, he has a station wagon. I said, I used to have one, so they're not too bad. She goes, I have a mattress he could put in. There's a shower in the shed. Obviously, we got kitchen and bathroom. Like she has said, he is welcome as well, right?
Yeah, which is very great.
Well, you want to hear the absolute kicker, like the most, oh my God, miracle, you don't think this stuff happens part of the story?
Go.
She's not charging us a single cent in rent.
She's just trying to help.
She's trying to help, and in return, we help with maintenance. And she's going to teach me how to milk the goats so that I can make goat feta cheese. Because I said to her, I said, goat feta cheese is way better than regular feta cheese. And she's like,
it is very good. Yes.
Right? And she's like, I'm going to teach you how to make soap and this and like...
Oh, I guess goat soap, yeah.
Like I said, these goats are fancy goats. They got a fancy name, which I don't know what they are, but they've...
And I mean, okay, I've never really thought about goat, like...
Neither had I. Would never have entered my head that goats get shipped off overseas, but they do.
No.
God, she's telling me about when they mate, like when they're having babies. She said they all have to be bottle fed when they're little babies, and this woman has just taken us under her wing.
Also, like, really high intensity.
What's that?
I said it seems really cute, but also would be really high intensity, and I'm not very good with animals, so like. Yeah.
Really? I see. I like animals a lot better than people, so
I like them, but I'm just kind of a little bit like
apprehensive.
Very city.
Mm.
I'm city living. I'm just like.
Yeah, see, we're very the opposite. I love the country. Like, I am the happiest I've ever been out here in the country.
Yeah, country, but you know, just be careful. Like, there's snakes and stuff out there. Just be careful.
Yeah, thankfully they're in hibernation now, so it's all good.
Well, they don't actually hibernate. They just go slow down.
Well, yeah, people say that. I mean, I owned a fucking snake for 18 years.
I know. You have, you have the whispering. I don't know.
Yeah, animals love me. But like I said, people tell me their whole life stories, and we've decided, me and Merv have come to the conclusion that everything went upside down because she had no recollection of how much she'd actually shared with me until the day I relayed it all back. And upon relaying it all back, this is speculation, but it's the only real thing that can make any sense as far as we know. Upon speculation, she realized that she's told us far too much information about herself and decided that to shut down completely and make it so that we're not allowed, like she literally said, go to her partner for everything, right? This whole time we thought it was just us that we were having to deal with it. Turns out the guy in the cottages do. So anyway, when we got home last night, we messaged him and we're like, come for the coffee. And he goes, oh, I ended up going and getting vodka. And I said, that works too. We have vodka as well. Come anyway, yeah? And so we had a few drinks and stuff. And obviously he's going to be, he said, I'm not leaving until I'm paid up because they're not going to get the money back, right? They have now lost $550 of income a week, right? She doesn't work. She works like 4 hours a week. He is only a casual worker. But like, she told me, for example, so the whole bathroom thing, oh, I know what it is, what the clinker was. She kept attacking me about using the shower, right? And we already knew that it wasn't him. It was her. We knew that, right? Baby, it's okay. I'm nearly done.
Oh, I can't even hear them. They're welcome to come on camera.
Oh, Jackson's asleep in front of me and Happy's still outside on her chain knocking on the door, but it'll take me too much to clean her feet. So, but now I remember, after the caravan thing, I was like, okay, I feel much better. It's going to be okay, yeah? And she'd sent numerous messages about 50-litre showers. And I was just like, why does she keep talking about 50-litre shower? What the fuck does that even mean, yeah? So I Google, what is a, like, how long is a 50-litre shower? And it's 3 to 10 minutes, right? And so the clinker that caused us to be like, fuck you, we're leaving, right? Is she went on and on about having a 50-litre shower and how excessive it was and how overly excessive and I was like, oh, in the end I replied to her saying, several times now you have given us these what not to do rules after the fact because you didn't actually tell us anything to begin with. I said to her, I had a ordinary length shower. That is it. 50 litres is, like I said, 3 to 10 minutes. I said the hot water was fucking still hot when I turned the damn thing off, right? It was fine. Like, all three of us figured it was a normal shower like a house, yeah? And that's when she wrote this very directly rude message about how I had an overly excessively long shower, and it was just a real personal dig, right? And so I responded and I was like, I'm sticking up for myself, baby. I said to her, I did not have an overly long excessive shower. I had an ordinary length shower. I said several times now, you have done things, I said, that we know nothing about until after the fact when you're giving us shit, right? I said, and quite frankly, you've been quite rude about it. You know, like the way she's going about things, yeah? Instead of apologizing, which would have fixed everything, she doubled down, told me that I have problems, that the only reason it's uncomfortable here is because I cause it to be uncomfortable. Merv is fantastic, but I am never allowed to contact her again, ever. And once I received that message, I went, fuck you, and put an ad straight up on Facebook Marketplace. And this new place is incredible. And like I said, this woman is like an angel.
Because you're on the camera probably, but
Me and Merv joined a wellness.
125 cakes.